Hey, hey, what's up, good people? The family is here. Hey, listen, the reason why I didn't go live today is because we want to celebrate with our brother. We want to celebrate with our brother Josh. He's going to come in and we're going to have some other guests come in today. But before we get started, for those of you that don't know, I am Stock Up with Larry Jones, and I want you guys to hit the like, subscribe, and a notification bell. But I'm going to ask you to do that again. I'm going to ask you to do it again, okay? So here's why. You see this ticker? That is my guy, my boy, part of the stock fam, all right? 99,877 subscribers. Not just yet, but we gonna get it to 100,000 while we're live, all right? So let's say this. I gotta say this. Look, this is the Stock Squad right here. This is the Stock Squad. Listen, we got Stock Mo, myself, Stocks with Josh, who we gonna celebrate today, and we got my man Keenan Grace at the Patreon giving you guys those 5 plays like we did on yesterday and today, okay? So we're gonna talk about this, right? We're gonna talk about this, right? Everything that's going on with the stock market. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into this, what's going on. I may even bring up Donald Trump's Truth Social Network. We're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about this, which is crypto. Okay. We're going to cover that all. But for right now, let's see if there's a party going on. Let's see if there is a party going on. Hey, hey, what's up, good people? Josh.
Hey, Larry, thank you for having me today. It's
sir.
nice. You kicked my page off about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. And here we are. You never know how long it's going to take to get there. We kind of brought this up in the bear market of 2022 so that I knew that people who were following me and following you and following Mo, these were the diehard folks who are not going to give up. They weren't going to turn their back. They weren't part of the pump and dump and fly team. They were getting into Wall Street for the long-term commitment. And I'm just going to make a comment, Larry. It's interesting. Larry Rock from BlackRock Larry Fink said that Americans needed to accept the fact that they needed to work longer, that 65 years old was not an appropriate retirement age. And if you peel that back and you go behind that story, the fact is that money's been drying up. And the number one source for money, Larry, for BlackRock and State Street and Fidelity, the number one source is people tucking away money in their retirement account. They don't want you to take money out of your retirement account. They want you to stay working to feed their machine. And I'm going to tell you straight, Larry, straight talk, that they are going to lobby so that the minimum wage, that the retirement age and the ability.
We froze up on
You
us.
froze, Josh. You froze.
Look, I like that picture. We need a
that. See that
screenshot of
picture?
that to remember. Yep, to remember the 100,000 mark frozen in time.
He is frozen.
Hey guys, while he's sitting there, while he's
ahead,
frozen, guys, do me a favor. Let's get this thing pumped up to 100,000. So when he gets back from that frozen state, we got him up to 100,000. So our main goal today, this is about Josh. This is all about Josh. Josh has given the family, he's given the squad, he is given. And today I think it's cool. Larry, Keenan, all of us, the members, the watching, the viewers, let's get him up to 100,000 subscribers right now. What I need, as you guys can see Larry on his chart, what I want everybody to do right now is, Larry, do you have a direct link to his channel? Good, perfect.
Yes, that's going to be at the top.
At the first link down below, you're going to see Josh's subscribe link. Click that link. Subscribe to Josh's channel today. Right now, we are going to get him up to 100,000. Josh must have got kidnapped somehow out there, and so we're going to handle this. But right now, man, this is going to be a party. To get to 100,000 is unbelievable. Josh deserves it more than anybody I know in the world. He gives to everyone. And all we're asking tonight, join in on this celebration. Help us get our friend, your friend, and someone who cares about the world to the level that this shows that it was worth it. Where people are coming on, they're following during the worst times of this market, and they're going to follow them during the best times of the market. So the link is right down below. Click it. Let's watch this thing grow. I'm going to be updating it over here on my channel as well to see him get up there and see how soon we can get him up here. Now, with that being said, he is back.
Yep.
He wants to throw some charts up there. Let's do it.
Josh, I want you to hold off on the charts. Okay. I know you're ready to go. We got stuff we're going to talk about. The main reason I'm going live tonight is not to work Josh, right? Now, here's why I want you to hold back on the charts, Josh. I know for a fact there's people that come and eat from your table every single day, and they won't hit the subscribe button. They just come and eat. How unfair is that? So listen, we want to talk a little bit about the stocks. We want to talk a little bit about crypto. But look, good people, the link is at the top. You see that number? That's Josh's numbers, 99,887. Now, y'all know that it is so easy to get this to 100,000. That's why I'm live today, to get 100,000. Listen, go to the description on this video, right? There's the drop down in the description, right? Click that top link and hit subscribe. That's all you need to do. Click that top link, hit subscribe, and let's see this number get to 100,000 so we could party all together. That's why we're here. Yeah, we're going to talk about a little stuff, but that's why we're here. See that number? It's not moving fast enough, right? As a matter of fact, you ain't even got to like this video. Go over there right now and hit that like button. That's what this video is about, Josh. So we're going to talk about some just general other stuff. Just hold off on the charts. We going to see if we're going to get to the charts or not. We're going to see if we're going to feed the people.
Yeah,
but right
like
now,
this. Yeah.
This is what we talking about right here. That's why we on. This ain't moving. So everybody that is watching me live, hey family, so somebody, James, say he just subbed. James, right? Now I know I have thousands of people. Let me, there you go. You see that number coming up? Listen.
Pumping it, Larry.
We are close. We are
thousands of people that have joined this page that don't know who Stocks with Josh is. As a matter of fact, let me give you, look at this. It's going, it's coming. We gonna get there. We gonna get there live. Listen, somebody just said he just subscribed. Here's another one, just subscribe. Good luck. This is what this is about today, right? Listen, when me and Keenan and Mo started this, right? So first, I called Keenan. Me and Keenan started this. This started organically. We jumped on, right? Then Mo said, hey, put me in, coach. Send me a link, right? And then I sent Mo the link, right? Mo said, hey, I want to be on here. I said, give me your email. I'm talking a couple of years ago when we first started.
Oh, I remember that.
Yes, sir.
I texted you. I was like, hey, man, let me on your live. He's like, I just emailed you. We got on there. I remember it, Larry. That was awesome.
Got on, and that's when the magic of this happened. You guys were a part of this. Somebody else said they just subscribed. Look, that's how this thing started, right? And then I said, hey, I know this guy. He is a master charter, and his name is Josh, right? And I started having him on my Technical Tuesdays, which he hijacked. But anyway, that's a joke, inside joke.
Hey, Larry, I got a cease and desist letter in the mail. I wanted to ask you what that was about.
Yes. Somebody said, I've been subscribed. But listen.
Subscribe twice, family.
That's
subscribe
it.
Twice.
Look at this. Look at this.
Let's go.
We're going to make this happen.
Family.
Yes, sir. It's going to happen today.
Subscribe.
Yes. Yep. So here's what I want you guys to know that don't know. I have been knowing Josh for over 25 years, right? 25 years. There you go. Somebody said, I got you on, just subscribe. I have been knowing Josh for over 25 years. I don't mess with no junk. I'm just telling you guys. The reason why we launched Josh's page, Josh wasn't thinking about being on YouTube. And I said, Josh, you, somebody else, just subscribe. He's the truth. There you go. Stocks with Josh. There you go. Everybody subscribing now. All right. Pump
I
it
don't
up.
know.
100K.
I think this is what we need is Larry to bust out some homemade music. You guys don't know it out there, but Larry is one of the finest musicians in the world. And to get to hear him play some music, maybe a special little lullaby for Josh to get up to 100K, or are we going to play Pump It Up? Are we going to get in there
Pump
and
it
play
up.
Bring It On? Bring it on by the Ghetto Boys. Are we bringing it back to the old school where I was growing up? Now,
Man,
these guys met when they were 4. Well, I was going to say, you guys met when you were 25 years ago. They're 29 years old.
Sean said I subscribed again with another account. I love that.
Boom,
Sean,
that's it.
Sean,
That's
you
it.
are
Let's
the
go.
man.
Let's go.
I love that. Hey, somebody else just subscribe. Sandy, just subscribe.
What number are we at? I don't have that live counter.
We are at 99,935.
Let's go. Let's get it going.
Look
There
at
it
that.
is.
Keep it going. But let me tell you guys this. Josh and I just started to really dig into our trading back in 2007. Okay, there we go. Just subscribe. And Josh, I went to the fundamental side. Josh went to the charting side. And Josh, for years, made a full-time living being a technical analyst, right? Full-time. This is what you guys don't know. We're talking back in 2008, 2009, okay? He ain't new to this. He true to this. So I knew this. And I said, listen, come be a guest on my show. But I saw that Josh had what it takes. But for those of you that was on the first live, listen, I had Josh in as a guest. He didn't know we were going live. And I just hit the button. And he said, so we're going on today? I said, yep. Somebody said, I remember. Look at that. I remember. And he says, okay. And I said, Josh, we're live. And Josh went. And I was like, just answer the questions, Josh. Right? And when I ended that show, I said to Josh, you need to be on YouTube. And he's like, well, I do what I do, but not in front of an audience. I was like, look, people need what you got, Josh. You gotta be out here. You're gonna be a huge blessing to the people. They're gonna love you, blah, 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 blah. Long story short, he was like, just work with me a little bit on being comfortable. Josh was already killing the charts. The problem wasn't the charts. The problem was him being comfortable in front of the camera. This could be intimidating to a lot of people. But guess what? Listen, I knew you guys was going to love Josh once you saw him. And listen, when Mo saw him and Keenan saw him, they were both.
That's where I got to get my story in. You got to let me get my story in. I want to tell
your story. Tell your story, because this is what we're doing.
Bring me up screen, baby. Number. This is until we get to the number. No stock talk. I want to talk my story of down in. Now here's my story with Josh. Josh, you know where I'm going with this. Now I watched Josh on Larry's channel when Larry introduced him. We brought him on as a guest on a. Me, Keenan, and Larry, we had that live stream, brought him on. I got to meet him, got to talk to him. But after a while, I watched the channel. I was like, this is crazy. This dude is going to be huge. He's smart, he's kind, and he cares. Put it together, he was going to be good. So I finally got to meet him face to face down in Orlando. Josh, you remember that day. I'm going to bring it up if you don't mind. It was a great day for me. I obviously was having, it was a good time for me. The channel's growing. Everything was great. I got to sit down with Josh and I said, I want to talk to you. And I'm a pretty much straight shooter with people when it comes to business and serious stuff. And I looked at him and I kind of had a conversation about what he's doing. And basically it came down. I said, Josh, you are going to be one of the most successful YouTubers ever. But you either need to crap or get off the pot. And it kind of, I don't know, he wasn't used to that kind of talk, and I wasn't laughing. And I said, the truth is this. You're doing this, I'll try to put this as kind as I can here on YouTube, half as good as you could, and you could do it 2 times to 4 times better and be the best in the world. In other words, you got a full-time job, you got your family you're taking care of, you got a lot on your plate. Clear the plate, make YouTube and your family the plate. If you do that, you're going to be one of the world's best YouTubers ever. If not, it's always going to be half as good as it could be for yourself and half as good as it could be for the viewers. If you truly want to change the world, it takes sacrifice and some risk. And I think if you do this, in my opinion, you're going to be successful. And I said, if it was me, I would quit everything I'm doing and focus 100% on YouTube. And his awesome wife is so supportive, and I got to meet her. And I think after that, I'll let Josh, I don't want to stay on his thunder, but Josh had a conversation. And I think at that point, he said, you know what? I do want to change the world. I want to make it better. And he pulled that trigger. And so I like to think Larry introduced the man, the myth, the legend himself. I had a little piece of motivating to get up there and say, you know what? Let's do this all in. And I am so glad you did, Josh. This is a special moment, people. Hit that subscribe button down below. Let's get him to 100,000.
Look at this, good people. Look at this.
I'm tagging you in, Josh.
Look at this. Look at this.
You can give your story of how you got here, Josh. I think people love hearing how you started, how you got here. Larry shared some. I like to hear from the man himself. You know,
Josh,
what
share
some
your
of the coolest
story.
events you've done.
Okay, well, let me just, first of all,
yes,
thank
sir.
you guys.
Thanks for that, Mo.
Thank you, everybody that is hitting that subscribe. It's a ton of fun. It's a special moment for me. I'm very grateful. Absolutely. You know, one time, years and years ago, Larry actually played a role even before I was full-time trading. He actually pointed me in the direction of another friend. Him and I were chatting about investing, and I was like, dude, I want to get into these options.
Yes.
And Larry's like, you know what? Get a hold of this guy, and he knows them, and he'll teach you. So
2007.
Yeah, man. And that guy, James Hatchett, I got to throw his name out. You know what? He had no reason to help me whatsoever, but he did. He actually taught me everything I knew about options, and it was sort of like a play to learn and earn eventually scenario. But yeah, no, Larry, you know, he got me going here, and he made me feel very uncomfortable. And I knew that if I was uncomfortable, then I was growing. If I was uncomfortable, that I had new opportunities than I previously had that I was comfortable in. And it's uncomfortable getting out and talking to people and, you know, figuring out how you're going to present your information. But obviously, Larry, thank you. You 100% paved the way in an extremely unselfish way. When I got my page going, you sent people off of your page over to my page, video after video after video after video. And truth be told, people, they like Larry. And so sometimes I noticed right away at the very beginning when maybe I wasn't that good, the videos with me, his view count would go down a little bit, right? And so they're like, oh, well, we'll just wait for Larry's next video where he's by himself. And so, you know what? That didn't deter him. He just stayed faithful to doing Technical Tuesdays. And so I have to give that man cred. I've got to give him a shout out of great appreciation. He knows it. He knows I love him. Leave it there. Then you've got Mo, right? And now Mo, you know, I'm going to say the Lord used Mo because I have had a company that I've been running for 20 years. It's, you know, when you put your blood, sweat, and toil into a business that you have started from scratch and built up into $1 million business, you basically, it's your baby. I have 3 kids. It was my 4th child. And, you know, it's hard at times. It's like, who have I spent more time with? These 3 kids or this baby? And so when it came time to transitioning away from it, the big step that I had was entrusting my son, Judah, to run it. And you know what? I went to him, and some of you will not understand this story. Some of you might get it, but I went to him and said, all right, son, I want you to step up and take responsibility. He said, I don't think I want to do that. Larry knows it. He's like, yeah, I'm not, you know what? That's okay, man. That's okay. But, you know, and so I had one foot in the door, one foot out of the door. And then eventually came across Mo. Now, I hadn't really known Mo, but one of the big things that Mo did for me, he was well established in this space, is that he accepted me. You know, he could have acted like, you know what, I've earned my stripes in this arena. And, you know, you're kind of a really small guy. I think the day that I talked to Mo, I probably was only 30,000, 36,000 subscribers. He totally opened up the door. And then we did have that talk. And he gave me the classic, you know, crap or get off the pot. And I don't know if it was, Mo's a tall guy. I mean, he's, 6'4". I don't know.
6'4". 6'4".
He kind of leaned in on me under the shadow of his baseball cap.
Yeah.
And he's like, Josh, you going to do this or not? And, it struck me in such a way that I thought, you know what? I'm done. So I went back and I told my son, I'm retired. You're 100% in charge. Don't call me. And I want you to know I've never worked another day in my business. And the business has thrived. He's run it. Matter of fact, he's out on a business trip right now, seeing some customers. And, I don't have to do YouTube. I could just sit back and collect an income from the business that I created that I now know my son can run.
Hey, Josh. I want you to finish that story. Don't nobody dare say don't interrupt Josh, because I'm trying to bless Josh. Don't say it. Don't say it. Here's why I want right here. Don't say it, please. Listen, the reason why I did not put a video together today, and for those of you, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, this is not. I launched Josh's page right here, but I want you guys to understand that our friendship is 25 years deep. Okay. I brought him to you guys because I knew he was going to be a blessing to you guys. He was already killing it. Okay. Josh, I charge you now to reach out to a smaller page that is killing it. I charge you now to help somebody else in the same way that I gave you an opportunity. I charge you now to give someone else an opportunity. Now, here's what I'm going to say, and I believe you're already on the way because I see what you're doing already. We want to bring great content. I want you to stay up there, Josh. The reason why I didn't do a video today is because I was watching Josh's numbers last night, and I said, enough with this, big bounce and then freeze. We gonna get him to 200 today, and that's what this is. And Mo, I talked to Mo. Mo said, count me in. Let's get Josh.
Let's do this.
100K today. So the reason why I stopped you, Josh, was people are asking, where is the link? The link is the top link in this video. So if you're watching this video, Stock Up with Larry Jones, the top link, hit it right now. The top link. Go to Josh's, hit that link. It will bring you to Stocks with Josh's page. Hit subscribe and the notification bell. He's going to bless you if you listen to what he is doing. He's going to be a blessing to you, just like Mo and Keenan are blessings to you, just like I've been a blessing to you. Josh is going to help you be a better trader. He's going to help you save money, and he's going to help you make money. That is my purpose for doing what I do, period. Because at the end of the day, legacy, come on. Yeah. My legacy is when I travel around the world and I meet you guys and you saying, man, you helped me to make money. That's what gives Josh fuel. That's what gives me fuel. That's what gives Keenan fuel. That's what gives Mo fuel. When you guys say, I am killing it. So we going to get those numbers up. Josh, I want you to talk, but keep your eye on that number, because when that number hit in about 5 minutes, we going to
I'm interrupted. I'm interrupted when it does.
Go ahead, Josh.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Larry. Yeah, so, I am doing exactly what you did with me a couple years ago. I started doing Technical Tuesdays with Tim. He's only got he's got an impressive 12,000 subscribers, and our immediate goal is to get him to 20,000. And this guy's not discovered. I mean, he's day trading. His primary income is coming from just day trading. Him and I were talking the other day, Larry. He started his account with like $50, and everything he built up from like $50. I mean, there was a day when, yeah. Oh, look at this.
Here we go.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Wow. 100,000. Yes.
Let's go.
Yes. Yes.
Larry, I remember when you got this over 600,000 page. your party that you did when you got over 600,000. It's awesome to experience that, what you experienced in a smaller way here with the 100,000. What a great
That is
accomplishment.
awesome.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you
Hey,
for
Josh,
supporting me, Mo.
congratulations, brother.
Congratulations, Josh.
Thank you, Mo, for supporting me.
Yes.
Thank you, Larry. I want to shout out to Keenan Grace. He's a big
Yep.
supporter of mine.
Yes.
And I also want to talk about some of these smaller pages. Investing Bros, that's one that I'm trying to bring up. And Stock Brother, BROTHA.
Stock Brother.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Lisa J. Stocks.
Yes, and Lisa J.
Yes.
Stocks. These guys are up and coming, putting in a ton of work right now to bring out content. I'll tell you, this game that we're in is a ton of research. The three of us on this page right now spend 12 hours a day in the market. I mean,
Yes.
it can be consuming. And you know what? And people think I've spent 20 years learning technicals and the charts. But you know what? In the years that I've been on YouTube, I've spent more hours diving deeper into the technicals so that I could be more sure of what I was communicating and could be a better communicator about it. So yeah, man, I'm just thrilled to be with you guys. Thank you for pushing me, Larry and Mo, over the mark of 100K. It's a super exciting thing. Thank all of you guys. I see the love from all the regulars, Kathy Schumann, and all the folks that have been with us from the beginning. It is a family. It is a community. Larry and I, we talk a lot almost every day. And Mo, and one of the things that we're talking about is a family reunion. I'm not going to say nothing more about that, because that's going to be Larry's event. But you can know for certain that the energy, the community that we are having right here on this page is what we want to take these friendships and pour it into the community. Because I'm telling you, you do have a huge advantage in life when you're rubbing shoulders with other people who are like-minded. You literally get some of their energy. And that's, I mean, honestly, it's what we're trying to pour into you guys today, is the love of what we're doing, the love of helping people, and the love of the charts, as well as the investing. But so thank you, Larry. Thank you, Mo.
Man, listen, let me tell you something.
Where are you putting the plaque?
Yes, you got a plaque coming, Josh.
Wait
a minute, Josh.
Larry,
Josh.
he has a plaque coming. He has the plaque coming. 100K.
Josh, it's coming, Josh. Josh, it's coming. It's coming. You know what's crazy, Mo? You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
I was at 500,000 by the time, because COVID hit. I was at 500,000 by the time I got my plaque.
Yeah, I know, because we got
Really?
100,000.
Really? Yes.
And then
I was at
didn't
a
realize
$500,000.
how big it was. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
So listen, people are still subscribing. Hey, for those of you that are new, I'm going to tell you this, Josh. This is what happens. For those of you that are new, and I'm going to say this one more time, right? I'm going to say this one more time. For those of you that are new, the reason for this show was we wanted to get Josh to 100,000. And you guys are killing it with the subscribe button. You guys are the family. And listen, I'm going to tell you about me. Listen, I don't care if you're black, white, male, female. It does not matter to me. My call is to you, period. And I'm telling you guys that when I started this journey in 2020, I knew that I was feeling something different, and I wanted to do something different. I wanted to be not just on an island by myself, but I wanted to be a part of a community. And this community with these three guys, man, I'm just telling you, the synergy is like, we can't wait to get together, because we know how much time that all of us put in to help you guys. And I've been out, I've been on tour. These guys showed up on my tour. I come out to their events, and all we talk about is how we could better serve you. Josh came here and spent 5 days with me, and we spent 5 days in the charts. Right, Josh? Was it 5 or 6 days?
Yeah, it was almost a week. And yeah, man, we were
a week we spent in the charts. And Josh was pouring into me with the charts, right? Because why? See, listen, some of us get lost in, well, this guy can't teach me anything because I know him. No, no, no. So many people miss out on that. I got stuff that I glean from Keenan. I got stuff that I glean from Mo. And I got stuff that I glean from Josh. You understand what I'm saying? I was listening to Lisa J the other day, and she was talking about custodial accounts, and there was something that I learned from her. Lisa J, you in the house? Listen, I'm just telling you guys, never ever stop learning. And I'm going to say this one more time. Listen, listen. I launched Josh's page right here, and I'm saying this. I want you to get the full scope of what I'm saying. I launched Josh's page right here. I did not give Josh the talent that he got. God gave him the talent that he's gotten. I knew that Josh was going to be a blessing to you. But Josh also knows that before, this page was a music page. And Josh will know I've helped to launch a lot of careers in the music industry. You're right. You remember my Mega Drum Shed, right, Josh?
Right. Mega Drum Shed had 1,000,000 views.
Yeah,
Left
1.6 million views. These guys are playing for some of the biggest acts in the world that you know, opened up the Grammys and so forth, did the halftime at the Super Bowl, right? I never talk about it. Listen, sometimes we just need to be a launching pad and not worry about just ourselves. So people say, well, why do you do this? Well, why do you give so much? If we're helping you, then I know it's going to be, it's going to come back to me, right? Now, I doing this because before some of you guys joined, I charged Josh to do the same thing. We need more female influencers talking about stocks and crypto. Let me say that again. We need more females talking about stocks and crypto. All the three of us, if you look at our analytics, 80% are men, and we need more women out there. And we need some people that we would like to mentor, right, Josh and Mo? We need people that we would like to mentor. Okay, so
Can I tell you,
go ahead. Please go ahead.
On that? Now,
Yes.
as an educator, I taught quite a few. I taught 2 national championship teams in investing, and I had the pleasure of trying to really introduce finance, investing into a more wide accepted, not just all men. I took, I'll make it a little bit longer here, but I took my classes to Penn State University, Smeal Business Institute. They're one of the top business schools in the country. And I went to their Lion Club where they have all this money invested. I think it's millions and millions they do. And 90% of the kids in that class go to Wall Street after they graduate. Goldman Sachs, all the big names. So I take my kids there so they can see this. And I looked in the class, and there was, I think, 30 people in the class and only 3 girls. So 27 boys, 3 girls. And these classes are direct, one straight to Wall Street, and they did not have any women in there. And so I coached a few teams, and I had the first ever and the only ever all-female national championship investing team. And we won the national championship. We got invited to DC. We got to meet with FINRA. We got all Congress, the senators, everybody. And so it was a big deal. And the point of the story is that anyone can do what we do. I don't understand why it's like, oh, it's finance. It's a guy's thing. That's so like out of date thinking. It is open to the world. You understand finance. You understand financial freedom. You understand generational wealth accumulation. You have the opportunity, man, woman, I don't care who you are. If you take some time to learn this, you will dominate it, and you will set your family on a path of generational wealth. And and so I agree with Larry. We need, and I'm not here to talk about the problem. I'm here to talk about the solution. That's one thing I always used to pride myself on. I don't want to be a complainer. I want to tell you how to solve it. So how to solve it is this. We start getting women finance YouTubers on here with us. And we
Yes.
let them drag
Yes.
the population that doesn't want to learn it in. And then after they learn it, guess what they say? Where have I been?
Yep.
This is huge. My family's going to be better off. I'm learning. I get it. It's all of us, not just guys. And
Right.
so I'm ready. I think it's time to get some people on here. The I don't know. It needs to happen, Larry. I'm with you 100% on this.
Yep. Hey,
Larry,
we got one right here, and then you can come right up, Josh. We got one right here. Now I haven't checked her page, but she said I started teaching in Spanish. We need Spanish women traders. It's been a challenge. Okay. Listen, I'm going to tell you, be thankful for one subscriber a day. That's what I'm working on a documentary. Be careful not to despise small beginnings. Okay. Listen, I'm just telling you, YouTube rewards consistency. There's a lot of you guys out there that are YouTubers in the making or influencers in the making, and you just don't know it. Despise not small beginnings. I'm telling you guys going to say, Larry's always preaching. Well, until I started believing this stuff, it's life changing. I travel all over the world. I get called all over the world, and these gentlemen do too, by some of the biggest people in the world. We got I'm blown away when I get Earth, Wind, and Fire like calling me. When they're calling me to come to Dubai, when they're calling me to come all over the world. Why? Because I pour, right? I pour, right? And so I'm telling you, I'm trying to encourage you. If you are a minority, meaning you're a woman, because if you're a woman in this field, you're a minority. It doesn't matter, black, white, Hispanic,
Mm-hmm.
Asian. It doesn't matter. I'm telling you, push forward, lean forward, and just do it. Josh, listen, Josh did it. Josh sat right here. You guys saw me rip the thing open. You guys saw me push Josh. Look at Josh not right now. Josh at 100,000 subscribers. Look at that. Look at that. Josh, I want you to talk about, this is what I want this to be about. And we're going to spend a few minutes on stocks and crypto because the thumbnail said it. All right. Josh, I want you to talk about some of the lessons that you learned in the beginning. Like, just talk about what are some of the lessons you learned to help you become the YouTuber Stocks with Josh, because there's people out there that need to be talking about whatever it might not be stocks. It might be something else. It might be real estate. It might be whatever. It might be, you might teach people how to put on, women how to do makeup or whatever. Josh, tell them some of the lessons that you learned.
Well, I'm just going to comment on what it means to fail forward. A lot of people are not, they're not getting out of their comfort zone. And personally, if you're not scared, if you're not embarrassed, if you're not uncertain of your success, you're not doing anything that has what I would refer to real skin in the game, and you're not really advancing. And so the biggest thing, if you're out there and you have any interest in expanding something, let's just say it's in social media or any area that's a hobby that you want to excel in, you got to be careful about getting comfortable, because getting comfortable means that you have arrived somewhere that's good enough. Years ago, Larry, my brother Johan, and
Yes.
I remember one day, it was a New Year's Eve. I think it might have been 1999, before the year 2000. And about a month or so, we were talking about the up and coming event and what an epic New Year's that this would be. And I said to him, man, we've got to figure out some really good things to do in 2000. And he looked at me and he said, no, man, no. And he grabbed my hand and he squeezed it really hard. And he looked me in the eyes and he said, we've got to figure out the very best things to do. He said, good is the mortal enemy of best. And I think I want to leave people with that thought, because they've settled for something that's good enough and they have completely fallen short of what is brilliant in their life. They've fallen short of their best because they remained comfortable. They were okay with good. And I just want to use this moment to invoke some people to re-examine what would be the uncomfortable path ahead of them that could bring them to the place of their personal best. I'm trying to get uncomfortable right now. There are things I'm looking to do. I'm working on a class. I'm actually working on a book. And there's things that I'm like, oh man, this is hard. I mean, should I even be doing this? And you know what? You are never at a place where you shouldn't be fearful that your goals are beyond your reach. And there's a lot of people who are trading time for money. And for them to show up and listen to the three of us share our knowledge is their journey to begin to move towards doing what's uncomfortable. There's a lot of people, Larry, and you know it, that who don't even believe that they can be technical traders. They're like, I can't.
Yep.
I can't even open a chart. It's all foreign to me. And I'll tell you this, you can,
Yes.
Larry, you and I, in our journey of spending time together and charting, I know that there are probably some things where you question, I don't even know if you wanted to do it. Like, don't show me, right?
Right.
But don't show me. But the fact is that the more and more time you spent, and the same with you, Mo, the more and more time you spent, all of a sudden, certain things began to come alive and get exciting. Nobody is beyond doing what you see the three of us doing. And the truth is, some of you might be more gifted than us, because really once you learn how to do things, and you can learn how to do them by watching us, then it comes down to having nerves of steel, right?
Right.
And there are folks out there, I'll give you a great example. My wife, Larry, I share this story. Back in 2007, I had 1,000 shares of Apple, and it was around 100, and it had just gotten over
Yep.
100,000. Around that time, it was 94,000. I held it up. It got over 100,000. It was like 106. In the following week, it jumped up to 126, and I sold it. And my wife was doing dishes from the kitchen, and she had been hearing CNBC on. She'd been hearing about the Apple, and she said, Josh, she said, I don't think you should sell that Apple. She says, I think you should just hold it. I think you shouldn't be getting in and out of it. And truthfully, if I had taken that 100,000 shares, sent it over to my wife's account, and had her hold on to it,
Yeah.
that one account would be worth over $4 million in the last
Yep.
couple of years. And so,
Yep.
just because I might understand the curving bends of the Fibonacci and the levels and the oscillators, the
Yep.
fact is some of you are underestimating your cold nerves of steel.
Right.
And once you add to that a little
Yep.
bit of knowledge and a little bit of technicals, you
Yep.
could be one who's going to kill it and make some moves. Like my wife was telling me,
Right.
get the right thing, hold the right thing, and
Right.
make way more money than anyone thought you could have.
Yep. Let me say this, and then we're gonna spend. I'm literally gonna spend. We're just gonna do a crash, Josh. We're not gonna go and get into some deep technicals. That's not what this video is about. We don't want to work you like a workhorse like people do. We're gonna talk about the brief market, the three of us, like 10 minutes, right? Here's what I want to say to bag up what you were just saying. For many, 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 many years, I made money from the stock market without using one chart. As a matter of fact, there are some people that make money, ridiculous amounts of money, without using a chart, right? That was my gift. And I made money for years from the stock market, never looking at a chart, right? On the other hand, you have people that just look at the charts and they never look at the fundamentals, and they make money. And they've been making money for years. Josh, I'm telling you the truth, because you get used to what you're used to, right? So instead of me focusing on what I didn't know, I says the things that I do know, I wanna be an expert in those things, right? Now you take, I would say in the last 5 years, I've been way more in the charts, because if you stop learning, you stop growing, right? So in 2020, I was like, well, let me just start striking some lines. I always tell Josh, let me get my ghetto charts together. Josh, that's a little inside joke between me and Josh. That's something I used to say to Josh, right? But the more I study the technicals, And now I'm looking at the fundamentals and the technicals. It makes me even a better trader. And that's, I believe, what Josh was, to add to what Josh was
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, no, I think that's perfect. That's
Yes.
exactly it
Yes.
to the T.
So here's what we're going to do. This show was about this, getting Josh over $100,000. Josh, I'm going to tell
$100,000.
subscribers.
Let's
Hey, can I have
go.
$5?
Somebody's bought. Yeah, can I
Chat.
get 20?
So here's what I'm going to tell you, Josh. You're going to look, and it's going to be 103,000, just like that. It's going to be 105,000. You're going to, how did this 5,000 come so quick? It's something about crossing over that 100,000 mark, right? Right, Mo? The other
Yeah, I
comes
know. It's
quick
awesome.
because people see it as you're legit now. You got over, 6 digits following, and it's legit, right? But I'll just tell you that I'm no guru. Mo's no guru. Josh is no guru. We're not gurus. We're
Nope.
average people. Josh grew up, listen to this, in Gary, Indiana, on the rough side of Gary, Indiana. He didn't grow up, he didn't grow up in the Hamptons. Don't get it twisted. I grew up on the west side of Chicago. Had to fight, been stabbed, been shot, been in gang fights just trying to get home back and forth to school. Mo told me about his rough upbringing where he had to fight his way. Okay? We're telling you guys, we are not gurus. We are you. And what we're saying is that if you put the time in and remain focused and don't be in a rush and know that for the next 3 years, for the next 7 years, for the next 10 years, I am going to take a half hour a day and study, you can become a better trader. Okay? That's what I want to say to you. So now, Josh, I want you to open up. I'm going to open up a little bit. Let's just get into 5 minutes, Josh. It's going to be on you to keep it to 5 minutes, right? Because I know you want to feed the people as much. We're going to do 5 minutes about the stock market and then 10 minutes on crypto. Let's not fool ourselves. And then we're going to end this show because we all have a meeting here soon. So
Yes.
this is what I'm going to start, Josh and Mo. Just tag in whenever you guys want.
I'm taking notes on what Josh says because the man knows what he's talking about, and I need to make some money because I got to get that $100,000 too. So Josh, feed me. I got the pen ready. I'm ready to go. What am I buying tomorrow?
All right. So listen, I'll tell you guys. I stay focused. I do my own research. I make my videos, and then I listen to what other people are saying because what I've been doing has been working. That's how I built this community, and you guys have been great. This community has been great. One last thing. Listen. I'm just going to tell you guys, these two gentlemen, plus Keenan Graith, if you ever come on this page, say one negative thing about them, you're banned, right? I roll deep with my friends. I pick my friends. I roll deep with my friends. And the same thing on their pages. I don't care. Hey, I don't care. Now, Josh may say, hey, Larry got a big head. I'll go, you know what? Yeah, maybe it's big. You know what I'm saying? I may say, man, Josh can't give a straight answer. It takes 15 minutes, This is inside jokes. This is family fighting, right? But I may say, man, Mo got a neck like a giraffe. I may say that.
Yeah,
right?
There it is. It's 6'4". You got to have
exactly.
a long neck.
Mo's built like a skyscraper, right? But but if you jump in, the three of us gonna cut you. We gotta cut you. It's just the west side.
One of them, Larry.
We gotta cut you now.
You can say it, but they can't say it.
They can't say it, right? I gotta cut you now. All right, so that's all I wanted to say, good people. That's what this is all about. So, Fed said that central banks are not ready to cut interest rates. That's one of the things we're going to talk about that. We got tensions in the Middle East. Those two things are weighing on the stock market. There are some things that you guys have to know. Hey, what's up, good people? There are some things that you guys got to know and understand what the technicals are telling you, right? So what I do is I look at what's going on fundamentally, and then I look at what the technicals are saying, right? But we also know that a black swan event trumps all, fundamentals and technicals. Black swan trumps it all. Now, does that mean that the fundamentals and technicals are wrong? No. It's just that the black swan changes it, then the fundamentals and the technicals will line up with what the black swan just did. All right. That's what you guys have to know. So if you've been hearing me say, pull your heads out of the technicals for right now and look at the fundamentals and then go back to the technicals, that's what I mean. So if you look at your portfolio and it's down, whether it's stocks or crypto, and you go, hey, why is my Pepe coin down? And the war started yesterday and you don't know there's a war going on, that's what I mean. Like, why would you ask for technicals if you don't know that there's a potential war that caused this to crash? Follow? So that's what that's what I'm trying to get across. Most of you understand, but there's some of you guys that don't understand. If Bitcoin falls by 30%, don't and if in one day, and then the next day you come on and say, why is my Dogecoin down? And you don't know that Bitcoin just fell by 30%. You don't even have to ask that question, right? So that's what I'm saying. Listen to the big stories and then find out what's going on, right? So we know that now it's slim shady to none percent chance of the Fed cutting interest rates 3 times. It just ain't gonna happen. Not this year. He's not cutting this year. That's off the table, if you ask me. Okay, because inflation has run away, and what Fed Powell said yesterday, he's like, it's not looking like it, right?
GDP right? Through the roof too.
Exactly. Invest. Okay, and so that's what. There you go. Invest in yourself. So now that hits the stock market and the crypto market. Listen, there's some fools out. I'm sorry, I gotta say fools. There's some fools out there that saying war has nothing to do with crypto. Well, you crazy, blind, deaf, and dumb if you don't believe that. Every single time the onset of an attack, every single time, crypto gets hit just like the stock market gets hit. Every single time, right? Yes, there's other things going on. There's always something going on with Bitcoin every single day. But also know that sometimes when the onset of an attack is generally a buying opportunity, because within 2 weeks, I showed you guys the facts, the stock market starts rebounding and so does crypto. Crypto starts rebounding first, okay? What do you guys got to say about the overall market?
Well, let me just jump in with some thoughts.
I am. It's your day, Josh. I want you to take this.
So I'm just going to give a thoughts, Larry, and then I want to jump into the charts. So I showed on my video today, the title of the video was V-shaped recovery, and I am going to be early with that because we're not there yet. I'm not calling for a V-shaped recovery today, but here's what I pointed out. All 5 of the last conflicts, wars that we've had across the globe in the last a couple decades, all of them, every last one, led to a V-shaped recovery in the stock market.
Yes.
So on the news preceding and some of the news of escalation, the markets dipped. But the fact is that the reason why they're V-shaped recoveries is when you go to war or when you have an ally that goes to war, you've got to fire up the printing presses and you've got to spend money. And when you spend money and you print money, you put money into the economy, and that has to be factored in to the stock market because it will pump stocks higher. A lot of people, Larry, they're not understanding really this. It's funny, we've been talking about inflation and the Fed since 2022, right? I feel like it's been talked about endlessly, but I still have people that ask questions like this. There's no shame to this question, but I'm going to give you an example of what someone asked me today. They said, hey, how the heck is the economy strong? Where are they getting this info? So many families taking a second job just to keep up with the daily expenses they were able to maintain with one job. And so that's what's happening. There's a guy out there who's asking the question because the Fed is saying, I can't afford to lower the interest rates. I've got to keep pressure and a brake on the economy by keeping the rates higher so that I can slow down growth and kind of put a brake on the economy. And people are saying, well, you're telling me the economy's strong when I can't pay my rent, I can't afford to get to work because of the gas, and I can't afford to eat good food anymore because of the cost of food. But what often happens, and this is why big tech ran, Larry, big tech ran because they stockpiled cash when liquidity was high during the COVID and the stimulus years. They stockpiled, they got $160 billion of cash. And so the fact is, in a cash restricted environment that the Fed is creating, now, the issue would be if they didn't have access to cash and if their debt was out of control, then they would be suffering. But because they stockpiled cash, they basically they can survive these lean years. And that's the reason why a lot of them went back to all-time highs. We haven't seen the Russell do anything because these smaller companies, they don't have cash. And nobody wants to buy their stock because they're broke. They're broke the way a lot of U.S. Citizens are broke because the cost of everything has gone up. But in saying all of that, the fact is the consumer is strong, spending is strong, people are still going through their credit cards, racking up debt. And that's why this particular round, people are watching the banks to see what condition they were in, because that was going to give a lot of people an indication of how the rest of this year would go. And so, the only way the Fed is going to cut the rates is if things begin to slow down and we begin to get bad earnings when the earnings have not been bad, but we're getting ready to go through an earnings cycle, and we're going to find out. I know I took a long thing. I'm going to jump into the S&P 500, Larry, and make a brief comment.
I got you.
Can you got
go.
me up?
Just go.
Okay, guys, I'm just going to point out these things to you, and I'm going to keep it simple. So this back here was the COVID drop. It was a massive capitulation moment, and it turned into a V-shaped recovery. And then we spent quite a while pumping all the way up into 2021. And we really just had these small pullbacks. Let me see if I can get, there we go. So we had these pullbacks along the way, and these are corrections. Some of them were 2%, some of them were 5%. As we got near the end, we've got a 5.6% correction, and it took about 4 weeks to get down, and then it took us 4 weeks to get to back to the top, and then at that point, we went into a choppy environment, signaling that the run was over, and we peaked, right? Well, I just want to point out we're in a very similar spot. We've actually had a V-shape. This is where we're at right now. This was a V-shaped recovery, right? 2022, back up through 2023. Now we've been shooting up, and now for the first time, we're sitting at about a 4 to 5% correction. No different than this one and no different than this one. I personally think that we are going to have one more questionable week. Nobody knows for certain, but I think that we are going to have another 4 weeks that bring us right back up to the top of this run, hitting 5,500. And I think largely that's my target for the run to be over. We'll see some consolidation, and then we'll have to have a larger downturn before we can move higher. But I just wanted people to visualize what I'm looking at. We have not had really much corrections. The only correction we had back here was under 5%. This is just an absolute rocket ship moment. All we're going to do right now is another correction. I think this is going to be, Larry, can you put my back on face-wise?
Yep. Go ahead.
This is going to be an opportunity to potentially buy the dip, buy the V-shape war dip, and then I think it's back to business. And here's the reasons why I think it's back to business. The Fed's telling you the economy's strong. That's why inflation's continuing higher. And war is good for business. We're still in an election year, and we just haven't had the bad data. And so right now, I think we're going to have a mixed earnings quarter. The one we're in right now, it's going to be hit or miss. And I think that the next quarter might be a bad quarter, and that's when we might be vacillating around 5,500. And a couple other thoughts. NVIDIA's not where its final destination is going to be. Amazon's not where its final destination is going to be. Google's not where its final destination is going to be. They're going to pull back, but when we get through a couple weeks of this war news, the market's going to go back to business. Now, here I am on the video.
And I do want, when you finish, I want Mo we don't always agree, good people, on
Yeah,
everything. I want
I'm
Mo to
about
comment
to,
after you.
all right, I'm gonna sign off in this way. Here I am on 100,000 bump up in my subscription. I've got over the 100,000 mark on this video, making an extremely strong prediction for the market, outlining weeks and weeks ahead. And so, I'm just going to say this will be a nice little canonized video. A couple months from now, we can go back to it and see whether I earned that pump that you gave me, Larry. So I'm just going to put it out there. I'm not afraid. Do you see fear in my eyes, people? I'm not afraid.
That's it.
Oh,
That's it. Yes. Yes. You know that's my attitude. Bring it
Joe,
on, baby.
Joe
Bring
said
it
that's
on.
why I wear. That's why I buy V-neck T-shirts. I love that.
I love it. I love it. Joe knows
What do
where
you
it's at. That's what I'm trying to get.
I
What do you
love
think
it.
about
I
that,
love it.
Mo? What do you think about?
Well,
What is your
I'm-
opinion? Because we may not agree.
Well, first, I'm gonna say this, Josh. Once again, I am so happy to be your friend. I'm so happy to be Larry's friend. I'm happy you guys allowed me to be a part of this special day family. Josh hit 100,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel. Let's get him up to 100,001. I don't know, 101,000. Let's get him going, man. So congratulations again. Now I got to tell you, Josh, I agree with you. And I got the charts up here from Morgan Stanley calling on earnings moving forward. I've been slowly buying the dip, and I've been pretty heavy into the Fed crushing this market. Well, they haven't been able to. And every time they have not been able to, we have gone ahead and gone to newer highs. And so following the Fed's actions, following their words, it's hard to follow them because they change your mind. Remember, just a couple months ago, Josh and Larry, we were going to get 6 cuts in 2024. Then it was 3. Now we're looking at 1 or 2, if that. Some of the Fed presidents are saying 0. So put that together. That tells us, okay, they're stepping back again. Every time they step back, we get a run. Well, here's a leading indicator on Morgan Stanley. The earnings, like Josh said, have not been great, but they're going to get better. And we know what happens when earnings get better. Oh, good things happen on the earnings per share. We know most likely the market's going to run. So I'm with Josh 100%. I think we're going to have that nasty little correction, which I called last week of March. I made it, and I said, April, we will have a correction in a video. Oh, you're spreading fun. I said, no, it follows up the last 2 times where we ran over 20-something% up. We have a correction. 20-something% up, we have a correction. We are up 20-something%, same amount of time. It is following the exact pattern if you follow the charts to a T. And now we're having that correction. I'm with Josh. I think we go to new highs before the end of this year. I am not bearish at all for a crash. A crash to me is 20% or more. No way is that going to happen. When you have the economy roaring, we have GDP almost double what the Fed thought it was going to be, and unemployment's under 4%. That's the equation for a market rally, not a crash. And so once the Fed breaks everything, which they will, I think Josh is right. Nail it up. We're going to get to a certain level, and then it breaks. Something's going to break. Maybe it's going to be a war. Maybe it's going to be the regional banks, commercial real estate, but it will break.
I'm betting on the banks.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking too. And I'm going to tell you this. I had a couple people call me who I haven't talked to, and they said, Mo, my variable rate on my mortgage just went up 2%. And it doesn't sound like a lot. Some of them said I got it locked at 1% a year. Lot. It's killing them.
Yeah.
It's taking money out of this market. And the last little piece of the puzzle I'll throw in and I'll stop. Student loans aren't really due until October. I have a lot of people are like, I'm not paying until October. They understand they're getting interest accrued, but they're not paying. October comes, variable rates are changing, commercial real estate. I'm calling it now. Q4 is going to be the end of any bull market we have. But until then, let's party. Let's party like Josh just said, 100,000.
And you know why I could agree with that last statement. Okay, I don't know if it'll be the end, but I do believe we're safe until then. Listen, what election is November, right?
Yeah, that's that. I didn't add that in there. Yeah.
Listen, this market is not falling until November. They can come with all the data they want to. This market will not fall until after the election, good people. Like, I spent a ton of time studying what happened 5, 10, 15, 50 years ago. All right, I spent so much time. It ain't gonna happen, right? They're not gonna let it. You go, what could they do? How do you think we got into this mess with the printing of money?
Yep.
They are not going to let that happen, good people. I can come with data point after data point after data point. It's just not going to happen. We've actually been for a little while now. We've been like getting a healthy cool off, not a correction, but a healthy cool off. But all I know is that if there's a retaliation and there's a hit, I'm going to be looking at what I can buy and not what I can flee from. That's what I'm personally. Mo, it sounds like you and Josh are going to be doing the same thing. If there's retaliation, I'm not going to say it because I don't want it to be flagged or whatever. I'm going to be looking at some buys. Now, I will tell you that I do know institutional money, institutions are moving to safety. I do know that. I do know what it means when gold hits an all-time high. That's a flee to what? Safety.
Yeah.
I do know that. Okay. Let's keep this all on the table, good people. These are the things you have to know. You can't just study one part of the market. You have to study all, right? So now, what I'm going to do before I get deep into that, because I got a lot I want to talk about, but I'll do that on my personal videos. I want to play this video, and I want you guys to comment on it if right after, because it's a shift to crypto, okay? Let me see if I can bring this in. I'm going to shift to crypto, and I want you guys to comment. I'm just going to play a snippet of this if I could get the right window pulled up.
Pompliano forecasts that Bitcoin could cross $100,000 within the next 12 to 18 months. And he said that it could potentially hit $150,000 like others had predicted, but said that people shouldn't expect the explosive 1,000% move from here for the rest of the bull market. As for the downside, he doesn't think the cryptocurrency will drop below $50,000. Last up, two senators just dropped a new stablecoin bill this morning. Senators Kristen Gillibrand, a Democrat from New York, and Cynthia Lummis, a Republican from Wyoming, said that the bill aims to create a regulatory framework for stablecoins, including mandating a one-to-one reserve, banning algorithmic stablecoins, and complying with U.S. anti-money laundering and sanctions rules.
All right, Josh, do you think Bitcoin, were you able to hear that?
I was, and I got jokes, but go ahead.
Do you think
those two? You know, do you really believe that those two blonde dudes wrote that stablecoin regulation bill? Come on now, you know that these senators. Do you know that they don't understand this space? All right, I'll be honest. I'm only a degen because I've spent hours in it, but the truth is that the best crypto minds, honestly, a lot of them are under the age of 30. And you see this 50-year-old senator gal from wherever wrote the stablecoin outlawing algorithmic stablecoins. I'm not buying it. I want to know who wrote that. Can AI figure out who wrote that? But Larry, so this is the year that institutional money is trying to get their hands in deep. Personally, I'm going to tell you that right now, I think that Bitcoin, we've got the halving this Friday. And I personally believe that we are going to get whatever low. Now, again, I'm out on the limb. It's what I believe. Don't worry about it being what I'm sharing with you guys. This is truly what I'm doing with my money. I think I would love to see Bitcoin wick below 60. But personally, we've had 2 solid weeks of it going down. I'm looking for the very next potential dip as a buying opportunity and for a move back up. Worst case scenario, we move sideways. It is possible that we could, if we get a close on the weekly below 60, it's then possible that we'd be looking for support at 50. I'm just not convinced we're going to get it. So I think that I'm watching very carefully for this week and next week to be the best buying opportunity, not the long term, but for sort of a short term environment because of the way that Bitcoin's going to make these lower lows, then it's going to go back up and test the top of the range. And so I think that we're getting ready for a knee-jerk reaction from Bitcoin pretty soon here, potentially.
Here's what I believe is going to happen, right? I believe that there will be, I believe it'll probably be after the halving. I do believe that Bitcoin will cool off. How much by how much? I don't know. Okay. And none of us know. The technicals are not 100%. The fundamentals are not 100%. All I know is that I look at everything. I look at everything 3 times the size of this table, right? Then I put all of the pieces together. Here's what I think is going to happen, because I look at things that are going on that it's much deeper. I look at how much Bitcoin BlackRock has accumulated, MicroStrategy, and all the spot ETFs, okay? I look at the inflows and outflows, even with the outflows of Grayscale. I look at all of that, and I ask myself why. I look at how many of the miners, Bitcoin miners, that BlackRock are major shareholders of, so they could own it vertically. I don't care what anybody say, not even the guests that I had on this show, all right? I look at their intent and what they are used to doing, okay? Now, here's the facts, and Mo, I want you to comment on this. If BlackRock suggests to their, you know who BlackRock is, right? They manage over $10 trillion, okay? In what? Retirement funds, all kind of funds. They're a fund manager, right? So if they say to one of their funds, we suggest that you hold 1% of Bitcoin, you got a $200,000 Bitcoin right there, right? So I understand the correlation of how this works. I had the CEO of Mara on. He said there is a possibility by 2030 that one Bitcoin could be worth $500,000 to $600,000. Just wrap your mind around that, okay? Here's what I believe is going to happen. I believe that Bitcoin will trade sideways for a while. When I mean a while, months. And I believe it's going to trade sideways for months because it's controlled. So it could literally wear you out. So you will get tired and tap out and say it's not going to go anywhere, right? If you look at all the past halvings, we have never hit an all-time high before the halving. It's always been after the halving. This time is different. The meme coins have they took out of the gate ahead of its time. The altcoins haven't started yet. Bitcoin hitting an all-time high before the halving, right? So what I believe is Bitcoin going to trade sideways, and that will be on purpose by the market makers. And you say, yeah, but don't we control Bitcoin? I want you to Google right now, everyone, please Google how much Bitcoin has these ETFs bought from when they started, when they got the green light until now. When you see that staggering number, you have to understand, just like the stock market, 80% of all of the trading that is done by institutions and not by you and I. So you can't outnumber them. There's a numbers game, but there's money to be made, right? So I believe it's going to trade sideways, and a lot of people will tap out. I'm going to be dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin. I'm talking about during that period, and I'm just going to hold. I'm just going to hold because I believe at the end of this year, this is why it was healthy for this pullback to happen. I believe now that we could hit 100,000 within the next 12 months. I believe that 120,000 by the next 12 months with Bitcoin. But if Bitcoin would have ran past 80 before the halving, believe it or not, I would have less confidence that
Absolutely.
It would hit 100,000.
Hey, Larry, could I take a
Yes.
brief 60 seconds in the chart?
Please.
Would you pop up my chart?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I just want people to see what I see. And through years of experience, I just want to go through this with you guys. This is how this works, okay? These are ascending channels, break to the downside. Ascending channels, break to the downside. Ascending channels, break to the downside. Ascending channels break to the downside. This is called a checkmate. When you get a large red candle that goes down and then sideways, and then a canceling green candle that goes up, that is literally called a checkmate. Can everybody see that? And from that point forward, Larry, we had descending channels breaking to the upside, descending channels breaking to the upside, descending channels breaking to the upside. Larry, everybody can see this okay?
Yes, you get full screen.
Descending, all right, descending channels, huge break to the upside.
Yep.
I like to keep things simple. What y'all think that is?
Right.
That's a descending.
Good. I love the way you teach, Josh. I love the way you teach.
Descending channel, which direction do you think it's going to break? Now, we don't know, okay? Personally, I think it's going to break to the upside. I'll tell you a little bit more. You guys are literally getting 20 years of knowledge on charts. So parallel channels, you're looking for a minimum. Let me get that color changed. Okay, visibility. Give me 1 minute, guys. So you're always looking for a minimum of 2 touches on the top to validate a parallel channel, and you're looking for 2 touches on the bottom. Well, look at that. We've got that one. And today when we wicked beneath 60, we got the second one. So here's what's next. The very next thing is that the direction can be decided once you have 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom. And so there is no guarantee that this will break to the upside. Momentum could slow. We could actually just continue to stay in this area, come back and test a lower low, still remain in the channel, and then go up and eventually break to the upside. There's no rule that talks about how long we stay in this channel. The only way that this is canceled or unvalidated is if a candle opens and closes beneath the bottom of the channel. And so if we got an open and close right now from 58 and downwards, that would devalidate this descending channel. At the moment, with these 3 weeks that we've gone back, the second touch on my channel, I am expecting some sort of a bullish move at bare minimum to come back to the middle of this channel around 65. So overall, from a very simple, I could go through a million layers of technicals. Larry, you can throw me up on the big screen. I can go through a million layers of technicals, but I'll tell you guys overall, when we keep it simple, right now, this chart is for sure, it's leaning bullish.
Let me say this, Josh. Someone asked this question, and this is a great question. And Mo, you can chime in whenever you want to. Okay, I want to say this. This is a great question. How many more years we have to hold? Right. I'm going to answer that question for me. Anything we say is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell. I'm gonna give my Bitcoin to my kids. Listen.
Yep, me too.
It's like this. And then I'm going to borrow against it if I need it. If I don't need it, I'm not. I plan on having a Bitcoin for me and my wife, and both of my kids having their own Bitcoin, right? And they better not. They better not sell it, right? So now I'm not one of these to the moon, diamond hand, hold forever. I just see what they're doing. It's a finite amount. I talk to these. I just booked. I'm not going to say it, but I just booked another Bitcoin miner, and we're going to get them next week. And it was hard work because of what's happening right now. So I will have another Bitcoin miner here on this show. All right. It's going to be good, right? We want to hear this from the horse's mouth. But I'm telling you guys that I believe one day that there will be $1 million Bitcoin. So let me ask you now, does it make any difference if you buy it at where it is right now, or 50,000 or 70,000? If Bitcoin hits them, if you knew 100% Bitcoin's gonna hit $1 million, then it's all irrelevant. You just need to accumulate at the best price you can. So me personally, when I get set and dollar cost average, when it gets hit or when it's low and not chase the highs, with Bitcoin, I'm gonna hold. Now, altcoins is different. And memes are way different because a lot of these memes will go away. I believe the legacy memes, you could take this to the bank. The legacy memes, Doge, Shiba Inu, listen, I need you guys to hear this and don't chase everything new. There's a time for the newer memes to run up. And those are not long holds. These are swing trades. Meme coins are swing trades. Please put that in the chat right now. Everybody, please. I want people to see that. Meme coins are swing trades. We don't hold meme coins. I'm looking you in the eye and told you I made $250,000 off of a meme coin in 2021, right? The only way I made that is because I sold it, good people. I'm telling you guys, I want you guys to win this time and not listening to some idiot when it's when it's going down, it's going to crypto winter and they still yelling hold. We're not doing that. I want you guys to make money. Altcoins, alt season hasn't even started yet. So I'm going to get into altcoins being in the fastest moving car. But me personally, I'm using all that cash to roll over into Bitcoin. And then I'm going to get to the point where I tap out. Because at some point, if you get in low enough, you need to hold. I had a full Bitcoin. Actually, I had a Bitcoin and a half at 25, right? So, but somebody else got it at 20. Somebody else got it at 18. So is it coming back down to 25? Josh, is Bitcoin coming back down to 25,000?
My low for Bitcoin in the next winter that I see is 32K. I don't see a 25K Bitcoin right now.
So I can just hold what I got at that point. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm helping, I'm talking to you guys to help you with your strategies, because if you strategize and see the whole picture, what I do is I do the fundamentals. Then I do my psychology trading. I'm my psychology and then my fundamentals. And then I check the charts to see if they bagging up what I just studied. And they do. And so that doesn't mean that it's going to happen exactly like that. But so far, I've been right on point. Mo, what you got to say about that?
Put me in the center. Put me in, coach. I'm ready.
Put me in, coach.
Yep. So I'm there with you guys. I see a lot of good stuff. Basically pulling up the strategy I follow and following everything. You can see the retracement, which I think you guys touched on, the 50 to 61.8% retracement down. Josh has showed you his channels. I love it. It adds to the narrative I have, which is we were going to bounce off the 61.8, which is around 59.461. We got down there today, hit it, bounced up. And so, in other words, we're in the Goldilocks zone, folks. Not too hot, not too cold. It's perfect, but not for retail. They don't like it. They don't like buying stuff on sale. Retail hates buying things on sale. They want to buy the $1 million house when the $1 million house is $2 million. I like to buy the $1 million house at a half price. So we've talked about this. I sold all my Ethereum. I don't know if Larry knows this, at 3,600, and I've been waiting for this.
Wow.
And I'm just started buying. I don't know if you even knew that, Larry.
No, I didn't.
100 and something Ethereum. I sold it all. Put it out there. People were upset. I said, we're overbought. It's going to pull back. I'm going to have 20 to 30% more Ethereum by doing what I'm going to do. And I did it. And now I'm down where I sold it, 3,600, and now we're down to 29 something. Now I'm starting to buy. And I'm not going all in, because there's a chance, like Josh mentioned, there's always a chance that we have that big change of personality where it doesn't bounce off to 61.8, where it doesn't stay in the channel and pop back up. Well, I think it's gonna. I think Josh believes it's gonna too, but there's never a guarantee. We don't have the crystal ball like they do down in DC, but we do have the charts. We do have the history, and I think we go with that, and that's what I'm doing. There's no guarantees we're going to be right on this, but I think there's more times than not we will be.
Hey, Josh, thank you, Mo.
Thank you, Mo.
I know one of us got a plane to catch, and then we got to have a meeting, so we got to end.
Yes, we do. We got to get golf. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I forgot too, man. We just here partying with Josh. For those of you that don't know, the top link in this video, you guys see that number?
Boom.
Look at that.
Boom.
Josh hit 100,000 subscribers. By the time we finish this, he's going to be at 101,000 subscribers. And man, listen, it's just going to skyrocket. I can't wait today that we're celebrating 250,000. And man, look, you rolling with the big dogs now. I can hear Keenan say, you rolling with the big dogs
Yeah,
now.
I see him now. Keenan's in the chat. Keenan's in the chat.
Keenan
Let's
in
go.
the chat. Keenan, what's up, fam? How you doing? I don't even see him. Where is he at?
I see Keenan Gray
Oh,
super
there
chat.
he is. There he is. He couldn't make it. He traveling. Oh, big dog in the house. So, Josh, I'm going to, they asking Josh. I'm going to tell you what I think. No, I'm not going to tell you what I think about XRP. I've been right on XRP all
let's
along.
get into it. We got to get somebody to a plane.
Listen, Josh. I'm going to tell you this. I want you to. I'm going to talk about XRP on a later video. I want you to pull up 2 charts, Josh, for me, and then we're going to end it. I want you to pull up XRP, but I also want you to pull up DJT because we want the people to go home with some bags.
Give me a minute, Larry. Keep going, and I'll get that.
Hey, Larry, were you killing that today in the squad? I was busy today. I had crazy stuff I was doing, but I stopped in quick.
We killed it yesterday.
Somebody said, how did Larry know that DJT was going to collapse? I saw him chatting about that. I said, because he's the king of these trend plays. He knows it better than anybody out there.
Listen, and it's a SPAC, right? So DJT, for those of you that don't know, that's Donald J. Trump. Josh, work on that one first, DJT, because I'm going to talk about it and then you can pull it up. So DJT is Donald J. Trump, right? It was DWAC. It was a SPAC, okay? Here's one of the things that people fail to realize, Mo, is it's a SPAC, right? Now, that stock should be $14 right now, Mo. 14.
Oh, I know. They're not making any money.
Yes. So, man, Keenan with the super chat. Appreciate you, man. What'd he say? Keenan Gray's channel, Mo. Sorry couldn't make it on the live. That's all right, fam. We good. We good, fam. Hey, next time, for those of you, when I say fam, that's short for family. It's just a thing, slang. I try to be cool. I try to stay young. All right, let's get back to DWAC. DWAC is a SPAC, good people. Now, the charts is going to bag it up. Today, it was actually green. So what I did was I did a call option on it today. So I'm looking at the charts and I'm seeing what's happening, right? So I did a call option, just one, and just rolled it up to a point where I thought it was running out of steam. Then in the Patreon, which is also a link in here for those of you that want to see the best of all 4 of us, in the Patreon, I did a put option, just like I did yesterday. And yesterday, people that were following me, if the average person made about $1,000 yesterday doing put options on ticker symbol Donald J. Trump. Okay, it's a SPAC. It's a meme coin. Take your politics out of it. It has no cash, right? The PE is out of whack. It doesn't exist. It has no cash, and it's a SPAC. It's going to continue to fall. Now, the president is linked. He does not own it, okay? He does not own it. It was a SPAC, Special Purpose Acquisition Company. 98% of them have fallen by 80%, right? That stock should be about $14 to $16 right now. It is overinflated. It is literally a meme stock. Now, why do I say a meme stock? It is a community-based stock. It's the community that's holding it up. And you can only hold it up so long. But guess what happens? Remember when I told you guys institutions are the 80%? Well, they will short it, good people. And when they short it, there is nothing you could do to hold it up as a retail investor.
Well, I think I got it, Larry.
Okay,
I got it.
All right, I want you to pull it up, but I want them to understand the fundamental because the charts are just going to bag up what I'm saying. Okay, so you're going to see these pushes up when they let it get pushed up by the retail investors. but at the end of the day, it's going to get shorted. Now, here's the last thing. Remember when we were killing it with the warrants? Remember when I was telling you guys about the warrants? How we were making money going up when it was ticker symbol DWAC? Those warrants have to be exercised. What's the price of DJT right now?
2640.
Now it's 2640. When the people that held the warrants, when they exercise those warrants, they're going to be exercising those warrants at about $11.50. Now, if you saw a stock at this price and you kept your warrant to be exercised, wouldn't you exercise it? Now, there's a lockout period, but the president is actually going to ask if he could get that money sooner because he needs it. Once he pulls his money out, okay, there is a lockout period, that stock is going to take another hit. Here's the biggest part of the picture. That is all psychology. If he wins the presidency, please don't make any political comments. You're just going to get blocked. If he wins the presidency, there'll be no need for Truth Social because he's going to get free media. Aha, aha. He's going to get,
I love it.
He's going to get free media. There won't be a need for it, and it's going to fall like a rock. You've been warned yet again. And I don't make hard stands like this on Stocks of Crypto. I always say anything could happen, but I'm telling you, at the end of the day, now you may see another pump up, but at the end of the day, gravity is going to call for that stock. Josh.
Okay, let's go into the charts, Larry. I'm going to share with you guys my view. I haven't charted this, so I quickly threw some support levels up. So let's just talk about it a little bit. This is going to be great. It's like a charts school here today. Whenever a stock comes out, it has an initial area of resistance or it falls and creates an initial area of support. This came out at 16, right? And so it came down, made a bottom at right below 10, took off like a rocket. So for a long time, 16 is going to operate as a strategic, historic support. And you can see that when we got into this zone from July of 2023 all the way to January of 2024, we relatively went sideways at the $16 price. Okay, now we had this major breakout pump move that pushed us up into the world of between 18 and 21. Now, let's just, I know I'm going through this, but I just want you guys to understand my logic. If you guys roll with me, you would have known that this candle with this massive wick on top was a rejection candle, and it pointed the way to this move here. And then we got it another breakout moment. This was all about those who were trying to short early. People tried to short here, okay? All the shorters piled up, and then they got squeezed, and then we got another wick, and they all piled back in here. This time it was more effective. Now, it's moved down, guys. Let's just look at the percentage here, okay? It's moved down in roughly 4 weeks. It's moved down 72%. So I'm going to tell you, I don't even have to pop up the RSI. I'm going to tell you that this is way into the oversold territory. So now we've got two candles, right? We've got a gap down, a candle with a nice little tail on it, starting to look bullish. Now, here's what you need to watch for, okay? You need to watch for what I refer to as an abandoned baby. An abandoned baby is when you've got this push down, a gap, the little candle that's smaller than the preceding candle, and then another candle which pushes up. It's sort of like a faster version of the checkmate. So if we were to get a gap up and this candle were to get halfway through the size of this candle, then that would tell me this is going to backtest $41. But we don't have that. I'm just giving you the path. If we get a gap up green candle that pushes higher here next week, then expect to move back to 41. And remember, we got this massive move up, this massive move up. If we were to get a move back up here to 41 to 47, all that would be telling me is that we're forming a head and shoulders pattern with a neckline probably around 38. So at the moment, I think the risk to reward is largely been played out for this to the downside. We've come down 70%. I would expect a little bit more of a potential bounce and the completion of a right shoulder somewhere between 36 and 46. But I would then say it's the new opportunity to short this. Matter of fact, I'll give you guys a little bit more. Here is the possible area where it would bounce to. So if we did get a bounce up right now, probably it could potentially go as high as 50. And that would be a very prime shorting location for a move ultimately back down to $18. So the risk to reward favors not shorting here because this is not enough room to enter the short, but waiting for a potential back test to resistance between 41 and 49. That's where I would favor going short again. I think Larry's 100% right. This is ultimately going to die a slow death back to $10. And it has nothing to do with the personality of Trump. His logic, Larry, put me back on the big screen if you could. His logic.
I want to show you something too. Go ahead.
Yeah, just want to say this last thing. Larry's logic regarding the fact that ultimately this is a crowd moving stock. It's a meme stock. The meme lord, DJT is governing it. So it's going to have massive swings. And at the moment, yes, it could be going for, I don't think, Larry, that it's on its way to its final demise. I don't think it's going to the graveyard. And I think you're saying the same thing, but just keeping it simple. Larry told you the logic. If Trump were to win, the fact is, it doesn't matter. People will have him then. They'll have his daily tweets. They'll have his daily White House commentary, and they're not going to see the same value on a separate network is going to fade in value. Larry's very right about that, and so it's a sharp fundamental to be including in your technical view.
Yeah, I want to show this. Let me pull mine up. Look at that, Josh. It's coming back down to 18. It's coming right back down to 18. Yes, it entered on RSI. Yes, it entered into oversold. But eventually, this stock will be back down to $18. It just will. And you called it right out. I struck that line earlier today, and you called it out. But it's the same. I see the exact same thing. This stock will be back down to $18. But it's going to take time. Short term on an option, I got an option down to $24. Well, I got a short term option put down to $24, actually. I posted that in the chat earlier. But you saw we killed the put option yesterday.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Hey, we're going to leave it right there. Anything else you guys want to say? We're going to leave it right there. We're going to go right into our meeting in 5 minutes. We got a meeting in 5 minutes, good people. So we're going to end it.
Congratulations,
right
there. Josh.
Let's
just get to it. It's the party. And only Josh is the kind of guy that brings presents for everybody else to the party. Man,
look
I love
at that.
I'm sitting here. I'm watching these charts you're throwing up, Josh. Love them. Absolutely appreciate everything you bring for us as a family and everybody out there watching. You are awesome.
That is cool. Absolutely cool.
So I just want to sign off, Larry, by saying that when you said let's get this going, and I had a good 150 subs to overcome, I thought, man, I hope Larry's not putting us in a situation where we're in a 3-hour live.
You know the truth.
You know what?
Go ahead.
What? Well, I think, I'm just being honest. I kind of had a couple of doubtful moments at the beginning. I'm like, you sure about this, Larry? You sure about this? But Larry was right. Larry was right. We hit the number. We blew past the number. You were right again, my friend. Thank you. Another good call. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, brother. I knew. I was like, look, we're going to get you to 100,000, bro. That's just it. And I literally said, this is going to be a telethon. Because I ain't getting off until we get you to 100,000. Hey, Josh, 2 minutes. XRP. Everybody's asking about XRP. Please. I did say. Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Well, I wonder if I should do them right and actually go into the chart, Larry, and give it proper treatment rather than do any clowning on it. All right, let's just look at it together. You got the chart up, Larry?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I'm just going to tell you what I see. We're going to keep things super simple. So this was a pretty bad break right here. We basically broke below a descending line, and we are now confirming it with a candle opening and closing beneath it. However, we do have this additional gap area, and so this could be a fake out right now. So let me just zoom in so you guys can look at this closer. So this we have this stronger line above with a lot more touches, and whenever you get a line that gets a lot of touches, you want a line that has a lot of touches because it shows that it respects it as support. But if it's got too many touches, it's an indication that it's going to fail. And when we failed to make a new high here, and then we made a new lower high here, this was essentially a double top and a confirmation that we were going to go down. The only way we could have had confidence in this holding up long term is if this had been a higher high. So I want you guys to understand, if I turn around and I do any dogging or clowning on XRP, or if I call it a stable coin, it's not that I have anything against XRP. I don't. I would love to see this successful. There was a one time when I held an XRP bag with hope and optimism like the rest of you. But, I just gave you some very clear indicators. Here's what you're going to watch for next. So we've got a double top, very bearish. We've got a break of historic support line, which is the first white one. And when we get, I'll give you the exact price, when we close beneath 48 cents, if we close beneath 48 cents, then we're going to get this kind of a move. This is what you go from the top of the double top to the valley of the low. And then you take that and you pull it down to where the break occurred. And it's basically saying that there is the potential here of this getting down to 26 cents. Now, I'm not calling that. We don't have the break just yet. It has to close beneath that 48 cents. And so maybe this is the perfect time to buy XRP. Maybe this is the lowest it's going to go. And from there, we're going to reclaim this historic support line. Let me just quickly draw that out. So, this might be a great time to take a risk. We might begin to not break and not confirm that double top and begin to make a new higher high. If for some reason we get a weekly close beneath 48 cents, then the chart tells me, and I give accurate predictions all the time, the chart tells me we're on our way to, let me just get it out here so you guys can screenshot it. The chart tells me that we're potentially on our way to 27 cents if we get a close beneath 48 cents. That's, I was going to just say some crap, but I decided to give the fam, Larry, the honest XRP treatment. And that's the best I can give you guys right now with a 2-minute glance.
Well, there we go. There we go. Listen, we're not getting married to any memes. It'd be a big mistake right now to get married to any of these memes, okay? If you want to make fast money, be in the fastest, newer memes early, right? It's just that simple. If you want to make more stable money, be into the legacy memes. It's just like that. If you don't believe me, look at the volatility of, let's say, Floki, Whiff, Dog with Hat, Pepe. Look at how they spike up, but look at how fast they drop compared to something like Doge, right? Doge is here. Doge moves like this, they move like this. Doge falls like this, they tank. You see what I'm saying? And so just if you know this, you could make money. Josh knows I swing these all of the time. I make money because I look at what they're telling me, not based on what I believe, okay? Mo, I guess that's it, good people. We're going to leave. Yep. I'm going to answer. I just want to address one more question. We got 1 second. I'm going to listen. You said, Sam, wrong. We don't need women. We need interesting persons. I get what you're saying. People gravitate to where they belong. I'm going to push back, and I can't say I understand your comment, but we do need more women, right? We do need more women. There's more women in the world than there are men here in the United States. I don't know about in the world, but here in the United States, there's more women than men. We do need more women because you came here through a mother, right? You didn't get here by yourself, right? It wasn't two men that produced you. It was a woman, all right? You probably got sisters And it just ain't possible, good people. It's not possible, right? And I got 2 daughters. I don't have a son. That's why I mentor young men, because I didn't have a son. I got 2 daughters. I want them financially set. We need women. And the truth be told, Sam, every single couple that has been following me, every couple that I've talked to, that I've personally talked to, the women were outperforming the men. Like the couples trading, and they have their separate accounts. The women do better with trading, even though men in general do better in math and school. But when it comes to trading, women actually do better. You know why? And I'm not, buttering the ladies' bread, because men are more emotional traders than women are. These are facts. Just check it out. All right. So we're going to leave it right there, good people. Love you guys. Hey, Josh. Bam. Almost 101, just like we said. I'm glad we did this. I'm glad y'all didn't wear me out. I'm glad I didn't have to be on here 10 hours begging for these subscribers. y'all just did it. Listen, we love you guys. Like, man, for real, though. Like, for real. When I said that, my heart jumped. We love you guys for real, though. We want you guys to make money. And like Josh said, one day we're going to have a family reunion. Keenan going to be there hitting you with the bop, bop, bop. Mo going to be saying, stick around. I think you're going to like what I got for you. Josh going to be saying, hey, give me some hearts. And I'm going to be saying, what's up, good people? And man, this too shall pass. When all of this is over and we down the road and the market is back in a bull market, Bitcoin is at 200,000. We're going to remember these days that we just pushed through, all right? I'm going to leave it right there. Love you guys. Make sure you check out all the links below. Again, for those of you that haven't, subscribe to Stocks with Josh. Top link below in this video. Man, it's been some work, but it's been good. Love you guys. Live, love, laugh, and learn.